by asking you what your thoughts on the whole National Cathedral situation is, because what government has attempted to do, the National Cathedral Secretariat, which is based in the Jubilee House, has attempted to explain exactly what they've been doing, the monies they've been spending, the basis of which those monies have been spent. I realize you raised some issues with the way things have been handled so far. Have those explanations dealt with the issues you had initially?
No, Senator, it has not addressed anything. And I believe that this cathedral project, it's a misplaced priority. It's as a result of the fact that the president himself has not been sincere. The president doesn't have that vision for the country, and therefore it's all about himself. The president is more focused on what he will be remembered of than in terms of his name coming up, as opposed to what he's supposed to do as a president to lift the living standards of Ghanaians. And this cathedral, it's a classic example. It has come out. I mean, data from all sources, even within government, has proven that this project is a scandalous project. It's engulfed in corruption and it is of no use to the taxpayer. If you listen to, sources from government, once upon a time, well, the president, according to him, claimed that he made a private promise to a certain God that if he allows him or if he helps him to win, he will build him a cathedral to bless him or to honor his name, whatever it is. What has that got to do with a taxpayer?
Ghana's gold.
If you have made a personal or a private promise to somebody that you believe that you are worshiping, what has that got to do with those that struggle every day, sweat, blood, and toil to get something and contribute to the national coffers, for you to say that I'm going to use that money to honor somebody that you claim that you worship? The president must acknowledge, Senna, that he made certain promises to the good people of Ghana. And here, let me say, to the people of God. He made direct physical promises. He said, I will build, I'll make education free, make sure it's quality. I will make sure that I provide $1 million in every constituency to help with development. He said he will build dams, build factories, etc., etc. These are the promises that he made to the good people of Ghana, of which the good people of Ghana decided to give him that mandate. It had nothing. The president never told the people of Ghana that, listen, I have made a private, what do you call it, promise to a certain God that when I win, I'll build him whatever. And therefore, I am alerting you. Probably, Ghanaians would have given a second thought if the president had come out to say that this was or is his intention. However, let's go into what the issues are, Senna. The cathedral, now we are hearing that it's supposed to be a public institution. However, it is registered as a private institution or a private organization. Information that I have read somewhere also suggests that the current Attorney General serves as the secretary to this private agency that today we are being told that it's a public agency. All these put together with regards to funding, we were told that this particular project would be funded by private individuals and business communities. Ask yourself, what's the end goal of this particular cathedral in terms of economic benefits to the good people of Ghana? Let's find out if indeed this particular cathedral has economic benefits that it will help our economy. Why is it that the private sector is failing to invest in it? Because every businessman would want to invest in a venture that at the end of the day he or she can get better returns. And if this government is saying that this cathedral will bring such an economic benefit, why is it that the business community is shying away from it? Why is it that the government, the business community is shying away from it? It clearly tells us that there's something missing. There's a missing link. That the president is not being sincere as to the main motive behind this particular cathedral and the desperation of which, at this particular juncture, public funds are being used to build this edifice. To me, Senator, it tells one thing, that this president has failed and he still wants to be remembered. He wants one day, when after he's gone, he'll be remembered that, oh, those that will patronize will one day say that, oh, this is the president who built this particular edifice. That's it. But if ideally, one would have thought that your policies, your programs, unlike President Mahama, he's referred to as somebody what when it comes to infrastructure development, he is number one. His work speaks for it. The policies that he implemented speaks or spoke highly of who he is. With regards to President Akufo-Addo, he just wants to be remembered as the person that came and built a cathedral.
Oh, okay. So you think he's just seeking a legacy project?
Yes,
this is his legacy project.
Yes, it's a legacy project. That once upon a time, if you take your children there, whatever it is, oh yes, it was built by one President Akufo-Addo. That's it. Ideally, you want to ask yourself, what is the state of free SHS? When he started off his administration, free SHS was the chorus and the reason why the economy couldn't even survive. One village, one dam, 1 million per constituency, and one constituency per company or something that he said. Let's even go into it, Senator, and question and test the policies that he himself claimed that he's implemented. Look at the rate of inflation, 23% plus. Unemployment over 65%. Now, if you want to discuss a government that says that my policy is to come in and boost agriculture to create jobs, and he has another policy called what? Planting for food and jobs. Now, if you are investing in irrigational projects to help boost the production of agriculture through dams, it's supposed to be a great idea, coupled with the millions of dollars that has been invested in this planting for food and jobs. So if at the production level, the farmers are producing based on whatever that you claim that you've given them, Senator, why do we have inflation at 23%? Why are we having shrinkflation? Why are we having unemployment at this highest level? Clearly, it tells you that the policies have failed. The policies apparently
and perhaps you're just highlighting the point that the finance minister has made. He said that you live in the US. There are countries like the US which are prosperous, were built on certain pillars. We have gotten some other pillars, but the pillar that is most important is the pillar of building the country on the foundation of God. And we have not done that. And the cathedral will be in fulfillment of that pillar. Because you are an Akan. It says, if we don't, is that not how you say it? So, unless we do that, they are correcting an anomaly. That pillar needs to be erected now.
And, Senator, what would be the benchmark? What would be the KPI? What would be the indicator of which one can tell that if this is built, it's going to provide us with 6 lanes of flyovers. It's going to open up business opportunities for small businesses in Ghana to create all these things. What shows that these are the things that, if we build this automatically, these things will turn up that way?
He said the evidence is in the country you live in. That country was built on God. That's why it is doing well.
No, the history of the United States is built on slavery. Go and check the history. America has a very it has nothing to do with cathedral. Either the finance minister is ignorant or he's just trying to throw dust in the eyes of people. He's taking the religious nature of Ghanaians for granted. Take Asia, for example. Is China a Christian nation? No. China barely, they believe in this Buddhism and all that. But look where they are. Extremely competitive, world class. So what's the basis that you claiming that a cathedral will solve our problems? You see, as intelligent as sometimes they want us to believe that they are, they end up showing themselves for who they are. They are so unintelligent. They are not smart. They speak freely, and therefore they think that the circles of which that they operate, everybody thinks and acts that way. This is balderdash. I am paying my taxes to fix the road. I am paying my taxes to provide security, to provide that opportunity for the next generation. That's the essence of me paying taxes and paying that much money. If I am paying you to come to erupt a cathedral, I don't think that I will waste my time to invest in you. And look at amount of money that have been pumped in getting this so-called David, whatever architect to put this thing down there. 30 million. Senator, that should tell you the motive. It's the name and the money they can make out of it. And because the president knows that his policies failed and he just wants something to be remembered with like legacy, that's the essence. That is the essence. Somebody in look, if this had been in any advanced country like the United States, somebody would end up in jail. Somebody would end up in jail. How would we authenticate this in the future? Nothing to prove or to show, but in the name of faith. Oh, I built it because I thought that it would turn the country around. How much money did you invest in? What were the indications that show that at the end of the day, this is what we are going to get? What is going to be the returns? We need to get serious here. This edifice is scandalous. We must speak against it. And in the Bible, they say that I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of God. So now, why are the men of God now running our project? Are they resigning? If this project is meant by the God of Moses that we read in the Bible, that is, why is it that the same pastors today that are preaching to millions of Ghanaians are running away from the project? That should tell you there's something wrong with this project.
Well, let me read to you some of the responses from the finance minister. These are quotes that contain a story done by Ghana Business News. And they said at any point in time, quote, at any point in time, when these buildings were built in Europe, was it ever the right time? How do we fund it will become the question. Is the executive mindful of the current situation? We shouldn't snuff out religiousness or spirituality because we are poor. The Lord will understand if we put our widow's mite in there. The question being asked is that we are spending money from state coffers. Is that too much to do because we are politicizing it? Do we really want to stop it? That is going to be my question. And then he ends by saying, as the Minister of Finance, we are looking at resources and how much we put in there. At every point in time, that is sensible. And so as we speak, we have spent less than 1,000th of our expenditure on that. He said we haven't spent as much as you are talking about. That if you look at our total expenditure, it's like 1,000th of what we spent. So it's not that much. And for that he considers our own widow's mite to the glory of God.
So now, you see, I'm trying to be my first words. If this had been like corporate sector work out, but let me take this financial journey. If you want to make analysis, it has to be very scientific. Okay, you are comparing apples and getting the timing wrong. If you would want to say that Europe built it, the United States built it, you ask yourself, at that particular moment that they made that decision that we are going to invest the public funds in that particular cathedral that he's referencing, what was the state of the economy? What was the level of development in this that the financial thing we have they were, and for that matter, the timing is right for us to do to do this. What was the inflation rate at that time? What was the level of employment at that time? What was the level of education and infrastructure development in these countries at that time when they considered that it's right making such an investment? He should be able to provide us all this, information, and also the returns that has come from these institutions. Then we can compare notes and tell whether if the timing is right, if this thing is very, very important and it will yield any result to the development of our country. You don't speak freely. You don't think you can come and just tell us that somebody built it, therefore we have to build it. And who said that these, and you see, he's a finance minister. Let me ask him this question. Will he take the money that belongs to his customers at Data Bank and invest in that cathedral? Will he take Data Bank money and invest in the cathedral? He should talk to his stakeholders. He should talk to his board of directors, whatever, that listen, I want to use your money to invest in the cathedral and see the response that he will get from them. All the businesses that he owns, he should go and tell the partners that, you know what, I want to take all this money and go and invest in a cathedral and see the responses that he will get. And even if he will use his private funds to do something like that, it's completely hush.
Well, let me end by asking you, because he asked the question, are we going to stop it? What do you think? Is the proposal that they should stop immediately and stop the construction of a cathedral? Because the money has been spent already.
So, let's stop it. So now we can use that edifice for something profitable. Let's stop it. And let's something that would enhance the economic potential of Ghana, something that might be the benefit of the young people. This cathedral is of no use. It is of no benefit to anyone, not even to the Lord Jesus Christ. How many churches do we have in Ghana, Senna? Look at these big churches that we have already, and you are building this on top to do what? To
then what happens to the monies we spend, the millions of Ghana cedis of state money spent?
Now, we need more institutions to help grow the economy. This particular edifice can be turned into offices, rent them out to private businesses. We'll get returns out of it.
As we speak, Arnold, nothing has been built yet. Too. We have not even done comprehensively a foundation of a cathedral. But monies have been spent. So I'm asking, what happens to the monies?
We have to retrieve them, Senator. We just have to retrieve them. We have to retrieve them. That's the only way out. And we shouldn't go ahead because it will be of no benefits to anyone. We've already destroyed, buildings belonging to judges that the states spent millions of dollars in building. It's enough. We can't proceed with this project. It's of no use.
Well, before I let you go, did you say America was not built on God? It was built on slavery.
Of course. America was not built on America built to brand itself after the atrocities. After so many things that have check the history with the Red Indians, and slavery, and everything that people have been through. And even today in the United States, the debate as to whether, kids must be taught what has happened in the past vis-a-vis what it is today is still, ongoing. It has nothing to do with Cathedral of God. These are real issues that they are dealing with. So please, the finance minister should know better. This is just a legal report, just to keep Akufo-Addo's name in the good books of Ghana, and not because of his policies. His policies have failed woefully.
Well, thank you. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you for having me, Senna.
Arnold Appiah is President, NDC Pro-Forum US. Good morning to you, Mufta Adamu.